Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance has been the crypto thing. Bitcoin dominance is the crypto thing. It has been the thing, and we took our eye off the ball and we had a little look at Litecoin. Bad call on that front. As soon as we stopped making money on the Litecoin and it was sitting still and Bitcoin was pumping, we had a little bit of both. I always follow my leader. Whichever one's making you, you reallocate back. You got to flip. You got to flip. Litecoin was a disappointment. Dominance reasserted. Stay Bitcoin dominant until the 65% is done is my mantra. We have a pattern. We have a reason. That is it. Stay Bitcoin dominant. By the way, we are coming by a volume by price. This is unique to our training. You won't be able to see this, but we're coming to a volume by price area which is exceedingly lowly proliferated between the $11,500 to the $13,500. Let me say that again. 11,500 to 13,500. There was very little trade on the upside and on the downside between that level. Once we clear 11.5, my suspicion is right the way even up to 14K. It's not that high, even between 13.5 and 14. Right the way up to 13.5 and even to 14 is going to be a vacuum. You could be sucked through there. $2,000 made in Bitcoin like that, super fast. My idea is if there is a topping out, I would expect it to occur somewhere 14, 15s to 17 or 18. So somewhere in that $3,000 range. You will go super quick once you properly clear 11.5. We had a real close look at it on the Bitcoin chart and we bolted it. We didn't want to go. So let's just show you that. BTC USD. We had a little look at that 11.5 and we sat down. We sat down. Gets a little bit heavier at 13.5, but then only at 14 does it start to get real heavy. If we get through that 11.5, sucked through with momentum, your BT dominance in a trot will go through the 65% I expect from its current levels that I was showing you. Okay, that's my suspicion. And then maybe you'll get a little bit more trickle through into the other coins. I don't know, but I will stay with dominance until it tops out, and I suspect 65% will be that. Where do I suspect that we top out entirely on the Bitcoin thing? Well, there's a chance we just run to new highs, straight past the old highs. There's a definite chance, but there's also a chance we set up a secondary high that is slightly lower, my ideal situation, and I would guess the range to be around about the 19 to just above that 14, kind of 14.5 range. This I'd expect you to clear quickly. Then you might have a bit more of that, and then a little easing, and then we could have a big continuation pattern like that. That's one scenario. Alternative scenario is you just keep going straight through and it's Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin dominance led, and you just keep trading up. And Bitcoin gets to 65%. I suspect it would rest there. Some of the other coins will start moving as well. But we could have overperformance on that 65%, so it could just continue to lead. That's another scenario. The one that worries me most that I wouldn't want to see is a marginally higher high and then a pullback. That's a little bit bearish. Then you could have quite a deep dip for a rising wedge structure, and you also lose the ability to have geometry and targets with that, a marginally higher high. We don't want a marginally higher high. Stop earlier or rocket right through. Don't do a half-assed, because it just puts us in a position you end up at some point grinding higher with lots of zigs and zags. You don't quite have a map and a mandate to run with it. That's where we are with it. The alts are lagging. The alts are lagging. Let's get that up for your crypto guys. The alts are lagging. You've had everything coming at you, the oil markets and everything. I might have to split this clip just because some of you aren't interested. You need to understand the economic system. Really, you do. You need to understand non-economic oil mining, really, if you really want to understand why you're doing cryptos. But I know some of you just like, what's a trade? What's a trade? Learn process, learn understanding, become better and broader in your grasp of markets, and the world will become your oyster. Look for a fish for the day and you will be hungry again tomorrow. Seek to get the skills to fish, and you will have a lifetime of abundance and feed your families and your families' families and continue. And that's the notion to take. So total market cap is what we want. Let's have a look at it over here, looking down, looking down, looking down. So total 2 is excluding Bitcoin, and this is still flat. This is yet to have its pump. And that's when you'll get crazy percentages if and when it gets properly off the ground. That's when the percentages will be crazy. By the way, it's got proper rounded bottom here. This is kind of like a left shoulder. That is kind of like a head up to there. That was a very soft or small right shoulder, but it hasn't really got trucking yet. When this gets trucking, that's when the smaller and the mid-tier coins and some of that Bitcoin goes out of the marijuana, which is the gateway drug. Bitcoin's like the marijuana. Smart people at the moment just stay with that. They don't go any further into the funky stuff. But what ends up happening is when you get into the funky stuff, you have some real trips. They can be roller coaster rides, but this could be the good one. This is like good acid as opposed to bad acid. This is like a nice mushroom instead of a hallucinogenic that takes you into hell and back. Okay, so here you go. You could have quite a big move when we eventually get to there. That would be an example of a potential amplitude to be projected up there. That would take you from the alt sitting at around 119 to 180. You're going to feel like 80%. And what you probably get is a disproportionate move in the major alts. I wouldn't say in percentage terms, but of the market cap. So there's a lot of shitcoins that have no real use that might still be pretty flat and have just gone up a minor degree. Then you'll have a couple of shooting star flyers that will be hype, and there'll be some special story that does something unique. They'll come out of nowhere, but most of it's going to be made in that top 10 in terms of market cap aggregate amounts. So that I would play safe there in liquidity. So that's when the alt comes, and at the moment we've got to wait, I think, for that dominance to finish. That's playing out with Bitcoin. So staying largely in Bitcoin. Having a look at the total with Bitcoin in it, and you can see how much more and how relevant that dominance call is. This is the same time frame, the same sort of thing. There's your left shoulder where we call bear and everyone else was calling the bottom, and then there was that roughly there. You might even have tried to make that a neckline, or you could have made that a neckline. But in both instances, not perfectly even, but this is at much more of a percentage move. And that's where you are with the cryptos. And this fake economic world. You can participate in their fiat game. You're going to have those that were early to crypto. And believe you me, it's still early, even if you're just starting. In terms of total market cap, remind yourself, this is entirely barely a 203 market cap. Apple is $1 trillion, one company. Can't remember if it's exactly $1 trillion. It might be higher or slightly lower right now. Apple is $1 trillion. The entire of Bitcoin is 20% of one corporation company. And then the rest are like from 33, 19, 8, 8, 8, 6, rats and mice down. And we're still in the top 10. A 2 billion Tron, 2 billion. That's like a small, medium-sized, fairly chunky, medium-sized corporation on the US stock market, a 2 billion market cap. It's not special at all. So this is minute. This industry starts to have trillion in it. That right there, instead of being 200 billion, is like 1 or 2 trillion, and this thing is overall a 4 or 5 trillion market cap. That's when you know you've moved. And I don't want to participate in fiat. Get your gold if you don't believe in cryptos. Get your gold. Be my guest. I've got some. Get your gold if you don't believe in cryptos. But get out of the fiat. The print fest is coming. They're looking for the paper. They're buying it in megatons. There's going to be virtual notes in digits appearing in computers the world over. Bank of Japan will eventually follow after they crash, or USD JPY. I'm calling for a sub 90 crash. Then they'll come and print some more. So if you're FX trader, USD JPY. Yen actually is the fiat currency. It's going to be spike down coming. They might rally first with a bit of hopium and put some new news flow, but it's coming. Wow, I don't know what to say. I'm partially disgusted, partially excited, partially pumped, partially furious, partially everything, and I hope I'm correctly positioned. It's the best to my ability and knowledge. I've gone about to try and understand this economic system and the games that they are playing, and these are the conclusions I've come to. Here's where you should be: gold and crypto, and shorting the daylights out of soon to be mega printed currencies, and there is huge inflation. That is why they do non-economic oil, because it's cheaper. It's QE to the oil industry to create production at a fake price. It should be only done if oil is $250, but just keep giving them money through the banking system to keep that production in. Okay, I don't want to rehash that story. I'm done. Play safe. And by the way, if you're a skeptic and you're a cynic of what's going down, and you want to be surrounded by like-minded people, smart people who are positioning to get the best out of all the things that are going to be falling apart, pumping and dumping at epic rates, you're in the right place at themarketsniper.com, becoming part of our sniper circle. Book in and have a chat and see what we're all about. And if you want to, you can join us. It's not for everybody. In other words, those that want to trade and seek lifestyle trading them with your 5 freedoms, it may well be for you. Until I catch you later. This is a reset sniper clip. It's a market sniper clip. It's a crypto sniper clip. It's everything. It's a madman's rant. What can I say? Thanks for watching. It's 28 minutes and I appreciate your time. Enjoy, and share.